Welcome to Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum. Welcome to Miami Gardens, Florida, home of the Dolphins. A record of 2-7, taking on the Baltimore Ravens at 6-2. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. That's the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. And while the Dolphins snapped a 7-game losing streak with their win here over the Houston Texans to get to 2-7, you've got a red-hot team on the other side. Doesn't matter the deficit in the second half. They just keep plugging away. And, Troy, I don't think there's a player going in the NFL that should make people turn on their TV more than Lamar Jackson. I can't wait to watch him play here live tonight.
Well, he's been phenomenal again this year. Of course, we all know what he's capable of doing running the football, and he's coming off a big game on Sunday, over 100 yards rushing. But what has really impressed me is what he has done throwing the football. Part of that has been that the organization has really built up that receiving core. He's got some real threats down the field, and he has made people pay when they've come up and they've tried to play the run. They're one of the best teams at getting the ball down the field, and he's going to have some opportunities here tonight against this Miami defense that likes to come up and pressure. A lot of one-on-one opportunities, but he may have another big night here this evening.
And for more on Lamar, let's send it down to Aaron Andrews.
Well, as Lamar told us this week, Joe, this is the best he's felt in this offense in the 4 years he's been with the Ravens, and that's just flat out scary. It's hard to imagine his numbers being better than 2019, his MVP season, but they are. He's passed for 50 yards more per game. Coaches saying he's getting through the progressions. He's being smart on when to use his legs. It's a deadly combo, and one I'm sure Christina Pink that has kept this Dolphins defense up on this short week.
Well, Aaron, this Dolphins defense is coming off their best performance of the season, but stopping this Ravens rushing attack, well, that's an entirely different animal. And throwing in that athletic ability of Lamar Jackson, Brian Flores told us it's unique. It's one of a kind in this league. He puts so much pressure on every member of their defensive front. Well, one member of that defensive front, Emmanuel Ogbah, told me we have to do a good job containing him, keeping him in the pocket, and forcing him to make throws. But, Joe, he knows that is going to be a big test tonight.
Yeah, best of luck with that. Spanish language broadcast available tonight on Fox Deportes. And from all of us, happy Veterans Day as we play here on Thursday, November 11th, 2021, and officially kick off week number 10 of the NFL season. Miami won the toss. They defer. Ravens start with the ball as Sanders will kick it away. And into the end zone it goes. Well, when you talk to head coach John Harbaugh about Lamar Jackson, he says he's remarkable. He has a small circle of people that he trusts. He's all about football, and he's all about sleep. He said, I've never met anybody that sleeps more than Lamar Jackson, and hopefully he got his rest on this short week because, man, they ask a lot of him game after game after game.
Yes, they do. He carried the ball over 20 times on Sunday, but he says he feels great physically.
Devontae Freeman on first down will carry for 4.
In fact, John Harbaugh said if you try to reach him, if you call him after he's left the facility, there's a good chance you're going to wake him up. But, boy, he has played well, and I was talking about it coming into the game about what he's been able to do from the pocket. It is obvious that he has really put in the time. When John Harbaugh says he's all about football, that is clear, because you just don't get that much better the way that he has if you're not putting in the effort, and it's been pretty obvious from my perspective watching him.
Here's Duvernay getting it on a handoff. He's got a first down plus, and then gets smacked by Javon Holland after a carry of 19 yards.
Baltimore gives you a lot of different looks. You see Devin Duvernay coming across on the jet sweep motion. He's got a lead blocker out in front of him. And Greg Roman, this offensive coordinator, it is a challenge. Big hit there at the end of that play by the rookie Javon Holland. But you talk about a short week for these players, these coaches trying to get ready for this Ravens offensive rushing attack is daunting.
Pass is complete to the 45-yard line, a gain of 7 as it's caught out on the edge by the rookie Bateman for Rashad, catch number 13 on the season. They are the top rushing attack around the NFL. They're second overall. You saw the offensive line. Every team's going to complain about injuries quietly. No team has more reason to complain about injuries than the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, and a lot of their injuries, especially at the running back position, occurred even before they got into the regular season. They were just decimated.
Here's Freeman. He fell, stumbled, gets up, and is able to get a first down.
It tells you how good this offensive line can be. When you've got a running back who goes to the ground at the point that he gets the ball, and he's still able to get up right in the middle. Well, he got touched. He got touched right there in the middle by Raekwon Davis while he was down. So they should, see whether or not they're going to challenge that. And it doesn't look like Brian Flores will.
Here's Freeman, right side, gets to the edge. 12 yards and another Ravens first down. Here are the names that John Harbaugh has lost. Ronnie Stanley. They lost J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, their top two running backs. The cover corner and Marcus Peters. Deshaun Elliott, lost him last week on Sunday. And L.J. Fort, the names in yellow, lost during the preseason. Tough to overcome all that and have the second best winning percentage in the AFC, but that's what they've done. Jackson keeps. Gets one. This defense that led the league in takeaways a year ago has taken a big step backward. This was a Dolphins team that won 10 games last year. They're 2-7, and you see where they rank on that top line there, 30th overall.
I do think there are some good players on this defense. They haven't gotten the takeaways, like you said, Joe. And the other part of that is the struggles that the offense has had. It has affected, I think, the play on the defensive side of the ball as well.
Blitz. Ravens pick it up. Pass is caught by Brown. And Hollywood Brown, not named after Hollywood, California, but named after Hollywood, Florida, gets 5. Third down coming up.
Well, you can just see it's a good drive right here to open up this ball game for Baltimore, and just the comfort level that Lamar Jackson has from within the pocket, the different types of runs that we've seen already where they've had the success. This will be big here for Miami if they're able to come up with a stop on third down.
Ravens are having a tough time getting the right guys in the huddle. Play clock down to 4. And they get it away. Jackson, nope, they're going to blow this one dead. And they are going to throw the flag.
Before the ball was snapped, delay of game by the offense. 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
The sideline was trying to get the timeout. They didn't get it in time, and that makes it third down and 9.
Yeah, they got these play clocks down low too, but they're right. They should be anyway, right in the line of sight for these quarterbacks. They look right through the defense, and you're able to see it. I know I'd come out for pregame warmups, and the first thing I'd look at when I was at an opposing stadium was immediately where are the game clocks and the play clocks, so you know. But that one's on Lamar Jackson.
Getting down low again. Blitz. End zone incomplete for Sammy Watkins. And it was the rookie Javon Holland coming on the blitz. It was about a half a step short of getting a sack.
Yeah, he gets there, but he forces then Lamar Jackson to get this ball off. He knows that he's unprotected, and they have a chance. Sammy Watkins back in the lineup tonight, but just ran out of real estate out of the back of the end zone. And Lamar knows, had he have picked that up just a little bit quicker, got it out a little bit sooner, they had a chance for the home run.
46-yard try by Justin Tucker. And Tucker, per usual, nails it. Now 17 of 18 on the season. What a weapon he is. 3-0 Ravens early. Bus, happy Veterans Day. And if you're watching this overseas, thank you for what you do each and every day. And hopefully this brings you a little touch and taste of home. 3-0 with the Ravens on top. Averaged over 8 yards per carry on that first possession, but had to settle for a field goal. Let's go back to Sammy Watkins, who I think was well aware of where the goalpost was as this throw was leading him right into it.
Well, the way that he reacted is almost as if he I don't know if he lost track of where the ball was, because even after the ball hits, he doesn't ever look to locate the ball. It was a bit odd. Now he's coming back off of that injury and all that, but yeah, I don't know if he just didn't see it, if he was worried about the goal, whatever it might have been, but the ball was closer than what we originally thought.
Also, there's not a ton of room down there. Once you head out of bounds, there's about a step, maybe two, and then there's a wall for a guy that's been dealing with a thigh injury. A gain of 3 here by Myles Gaskin. And here is Jacoby Brissett, who makes his 5th start of the season, 2nd straight, in place of Tua Tagovailoa, who's out with a finger issue, middle finger on his throwing hand. But Tua is active. He's the backup, but not starting for the 2nd straight game. Take it to Gaskin, completed to Wilson. He makes a couple miss, and now another. What a move. And out of bounds with a Dolphin first down.
Well, Wink Martindale, the defensive coordinator, as we know, they're going to give a lot of different looks. They like to bring extra people. He shows blitz. The ball comes out quick. But this is where Baltimore has had some problems. They got him corralled. They got him immediately. Calais Campbell unable to make the tackles. A couple guys missed tackles, and what should have been a minimal gain, if anything at all, turns into a first down.
Play action from Brissett. And this one is through the hands of Gesicki, who made acrobatic catches Sunday, a couple of one-handed grabs, and is their leading receiver with his 529 yards.
Yeah, I'm not even sure you'd say he's a tight end. He's in that Travis Kelce type mode to where, yeah, you watch him in any game and he comes up with some ridiculous catches. He just is able to twist and turn and go up with his size and almost hauls in another one.
Second and 10. Not much with Gaskin. He gets 1, so 3rd and long coming up. This is the 30th ranked offense overall. They can't run the ball, and they have a tough time protecting the quarterback.
It's a bad combination. I'll tell you, that's why when you look at them and they're 30th in the NFL in total offense, it's been hard. It's made things awfully tough, as you can imagine, for George Godsey, the offensive coordinator and play caller, when you're constantly not able to run the ball, you're behind the chains. I think the quick passing game like we saw is one of the ways that you try to at least stay ahead, you know, of the downs.
Brissett is sacked. And it's the rookie Owe who got home for sack number 4 and a loss of 8 to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, you see him, number 99. They run a twist. Calais Campbell, he takes out a couple, and then Owe comes underneath it, and he's able to just have a straight shot right up the gut on Brissett. You know, that has been the hard part. You get into 3rd downs and trying to protect, and good luck against Wink Martindale and all that this offensive line is going to see this evening.
Devin Duvernay, who leads the league in punt return average, catches it on the run as he heads out of bounds. 39-yard punt. And the Ravens have it for the 2nd time, leading on the road by 3.
Check for the game in your area.
The great Johnny Unitas is the only player in Louisville football school history to have his number retired until this Saturday. During the Cardinals game against Syracuse, Louisville will retire Lamar Jackson's number 8 jersey, joining Unitas. Louisville retired Unitas' number 16 in 2003, and it was in 2016 Lamar Jackson won the Heisman Trophy.
Well, if you go to Louisville, I mean, now you know what you have to do if you're going to get your number retired. I mean, they're not doing that for very many. Obviously, just a second. That's a high bar.
Here's a pass to Duvernay. Gets blocking on the edge and gets a first down. Let's send it down to Aaron.
Yeah, you mentioned Lamar winning the Heisman, the youngest player all time to win it in that 2016 year. Easy for me to say. It was a cool moment for him. The school actually surprised him via video to let him know that they were doing it. He's going this Saturday, and very neat. The number 8 will sit next to number 16 on the east side of the stadium. Very special.
Yeah, for a guy who won the Heisman in 16 and the NFL MVP in 2019. And is playing basically a home game here tonight from Pompano Beach. Handoff to Freeman, a lot of missed tackles, and Devontae Freeman gets 8.
A lot of missed tackles, but some good blocking up front also. I mean, this is a big, powerful, physical offensive line. And, you know, sometimes you take these types of groups for granted. Maybe even within the organization you do to some extent. I know in talking with Greg Roman, he said, hey, we've been real good at times. Other times we've been okay. And, boy, when I watch them, I see an awfully good unit. And you go around the league and look at some of the problems. Just look at the other side of the ball here tonight and the issues they have.
Right up the gut for a first down, Devontae Freeman. Here's tonight's professional grade presented by GMC. And Lamar Jackson with his streak of 44 straight games with a touchdown, the longest active streak. For the guy who, since he came into the league in 2018, has the 5th highest rushing total across the NFL, not among quarterbacks, period. Behind Henry, Elliott, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook. And then Lamar with his 3,506. Pass is caught over the middle. Andrews. And Mark Andrews spinning around, still won't go down with a completion of 15 yards from Jackson.
Well, that's his guy, Mark Andrews. And when you give Lamar Jackson time in the pocket, those types of throws, he will pick you apart. He just will. There was a time where maybe that wouldn't happen. But now when you watch him, he's so poised and collected when he's in the pocket, knows where he's going with the football, dissects it, and great protection up front.
Ravens thought they were going to get Nick Boyle back this week, but they're going to hold him out one more game. Injured his knee middle of last November. Here's Jackson taking it to the 35. Lamar gets 2. You asked Lamar after that big game, 386 total yards in the overtime win against the Vikings on Sunday. 120 on the ground, how he felt, how sore he is, short week. He said, I had a couple of scratches, that's it.
Well, you don't see him take a lot of big hits, and unlike a lot of quarterbacks, he runs between the tackles. But when he does, he usually has 1, if not 2, 300-pounders kind of leading the way for him.
Hand off to Freeman, and he's wrapped up in the backfield by Agba. Coming off a game with 2.5 sacks. He got through in a loss of 1.
I think Wilkins is he's one of those players, when you talk about this defense and some of the good players that he has, he's certainly one of those guys. He's a load inside, and they get the inside pass rush. They got Agba who comes off, but they typically need to bring the extra rushers in order to get to the quarterback.
Le'Veon Bell back there next to Lamar Jackson. Play clock is just about to hit 0 when that ball was snapped. Ball's out. And Bateman is there for the Ravens as Eric Rowe forced the fumble. And it will stay with Baltimore as Brown put it on the ground.
Rowe was the only one who could really come over and make a play. They do a good job on the perimeter of blocking it up. And as Rowe's coming from inside out, he's the one who's able to strip the ball. A good recovery there by Bateman.
And it brings Justin Tucker back out for a 48-yard try. He missed it. Had made 14 in a row, but pushes this one wide right from 48. Still a 3-0 game here in South Florida. On Fox. Jacoby Brissett, the 5th quarterback selected in the 2016 draft. That was the year that Goff and Wentz went 1-2. Dak Prescott was the 8th quarterback taken that year. Went to the Patriots, has been with the Colts. Now with the Dolphins. Time runs out, and he's just able to throw it away with heavy pressure from Marlon Humphrey, the corner. 2nd and 10 as the officials get together to see if they want to throw a flag on this. And
there is no intentional grounding on the play. The quarterback was outside the pocket, and the pass made it back to the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Well, Preston Williams was on a dig route, and Brissett's all ready to throw him the football and would have gotten it out and would have completed it, but Williams stumbled coming out of the break, and he tucked it, and that's when they got to him, and he had to unload it.
118, that's it.
Here's a toss to Gaskin. Lost one. Odafe Owe, who already has a sack in this game, came through to make that play. Their second first-round draft pick this past draft from Penn State. One lucky winner hit Fox Super 6's TNF jackpot last week, and you still have a chance to win $25,000 tonight. You scan the QR code now and enter the TNF challenge for your chance to win. It's free to play. Just download the app. 3rd down and 11. Blitz. Laird can't pick him up. Pass is caught and now dropped. In and out of the hands of Gesicki. And it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, 3rd downs, I mean, you just got to plan on it. Everything that the Ravens do, every now and then they'll back out of it and play a little something different. They do give a lot of different looks, and it's hard to pick it all up when you're quarterback, and that one was pretty straightforward. They were single high safety, man across, bringing extra rushers. But even if Gesicki's able to hang on to that, he was short of the 1st down.
Pilardi punts it. Duvernay with a fair catch. 41-yard punt. Ball was hauled in at the 23. 3rd possession for the Ravens. Up 3. Ball presented by Bud Light Platinum. Talk about the ground game of the Baltimore Ravens. And when you speak with Greg Roman, as we did, their offensive coordinator, he said the nuances of how we run the ball and the way it's blocked, it's hard to pick up. But these guys that they added in the early part of the season are there now. Devontae Freeman, Le'Veon Bell. Latavius Murray missing his 3rd straight game with an ankle injury as Jackson steps up, flips it for Brown. Broken up. And the play made by Holland, who just seems to get better and better every week. The rookie from Oregon.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, you see he's got great speed, so the range that he has, and he's able to pick it up, and he comes across and is able to make a play on that ball. Looked like Brown was going to be able to make it, but Holland's been one of the bright spots. In fact, both those safeties have been. Brandon Jones has played well. Javon Holland has done a nice job. One of those rookies that they're planning on depending on here in the years ahead.
2nd and 10. Pass is caught. It spins Marquise Brown around. And with Byron Jones there to make the stop, a gain of 5. 3rd down coming up, inside a minute left in the first quarter. Well, it's been kind of a season filled with slow starts for Lamar Jackson, but then he heats up. You look at the completion percentage in the first quarter and those numbers straight down, and then how he gets it rolling. Quarters 2, 3, 4, and overtime if needed. 3rd down and 5. Time runs out. A sack of Jackson. Jalen Phillips was there and was not alone as Van Ginkel helped. And a loss of 9. And that'll do it for quarter number 1. 4th down for the Ravens when we come back. 3-0 Baltimore. Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light Platinum. Back after this. It is a hot and humid night. Cramping could be an issue, Troy. Cramping could be an issue.
You drinking water over there?
I'm good. I'm hydrated. I'm hydrated.
Get you some electrolytes. Oh, you're talking about Devontae Freeman.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sam Cook will punt it as we start the second quarter. Jalen Waddle, a rookie. Nope, that won't work. Out of bounds at the 42. Back to work is Jacoby Brissett, and down we go to Christina Pink.
Yeah, Brissett takes the field, and what is his 5th start of the season? In and out of the offense, learning a new offense this season. Told me the biggest challenge is getting command of the huddle and working with these new receivers because he wasn't with them last year, and there's obviously been a lot of changes for them this year. So he makes sure to over-communicate and over-verbalize in the huddle, getting guys lined up. But while he thinks it's a struggle, George Godsey told us that was one of his biggest strengths.
Well, let's see if he and the Dolphins offense, Christina, can get a long drive put together here.
118.
They hand to Wilson. He breaks one tackle as he went through Bynes and turns it into a decent pickup of 5. Josh Bynes had him behind the line of scrimmage, and Albert Wilson able to get away.
Yeah, I just don't know watching Baltimore this year if in any other season, they've always been so good on the defensive side of the ball, just the number of missed tackles that they've had, and some of those have resulted in the big plays that they've given up because there's been a lot of them. They've given up a lot of big pass plays down the field, but they've also given up a lot of plays underneath that they just haven't been able to get people to the ground.
Backward pass. Wilson looking to throw or run. He'll try to run. And lost a yard. Well, if you look at it by the numbers in the John Harbaugh era, and it is in his 14th season as head coach, and what a job he's done defensively with regard to the total yards per game, the pass yards per game, and the points per game, this is a blip on the radar because I don't know of a head coach, Troy, that you think does a better job really consistently than Harbaugh.
Yes, and I'll expand on that, but I think he's just done a remarkable job. They've had a lot of players that have come through the building, and yet they are competitive year in and year out.
Brissett throws it into the ground with Gesicki closest to it, and Averett right there for Baltimore.
I've talked to a number of coaches who have been on the staff for John Harbaugh, and they all come away saying the same thing without knowing the other one said it, and how much respect they have for him, how he's able to hold a team together. And it starts really at the very, very top with Ozzie Newsome years ago, even with Steve Bisciotti with the ownership, but now it's, of course, DaCosta took over for Ozzie Newsome as a GM, but there's a lot of stability within that organization, and it translates to an awfully good product on the field.
Pilardi hits it. Duvernay will stay away. And this is downed at the 16. Another possession for the Ravens, still leading by Wheaties are in the box. And 2 of the 3 people pictured on the Wheaties box back in '96 are in the house tonight. We're only missing old number 7. Here's Devontae Freeman. Nice play by Landon Roberts. So Elway's not here. Aikman, we know, is here, and there's the great Dan Marino.
You know, back when we were playing, we had the quarterback club. It was Dan Marino and John Elway and Boomer Esiason, Phil Simms, Bernie Kosar, Randall Cunningham. I mean, it was a who's who of quarterbacks at that time, and a lot of alpha males, obviously, in those meetings. But the leader of the pack, the guy who I refer to as the Frank Sinatra of that room, was always Dan Marino. You know, he just had a style and a flair about him, and one of the all-time great players, but what an awesome guy.
Second down here, and pass is off the left hand of Marquise Brown, incomplete. Pressure by Van Ginkel, who got half a sack, along with Jalen Phillips. The last time the Ravens had the ball, and it's 3rd and 10.
Well, the defense is doing a good job. You know, they moved the ball the first couple of series, but had to settle for the one field goal, the missed field goal by Justin Tucker, and otherwise Baltimore, you know, they've held them in check. But Miami offensively has had great field position the last 2 times they've had the ball, and they've gone 3 and out.
The 2 teams are 0 for 6 combined on 3rd down. It's the rookie Holland, the safety, who goes over to help cover Devontae Freeman, who's knocked down by Xavier Howard. And it's 4th down again as this defense is trying to build. They had a good game against Buffalo. They had a great game against the Texans, and they're trying to string 3 in a row together.
Well, they're anticipating the pressure and get the ball out quick and let Freeman do his thing. And if it was only Holland who was matched up on him, then he might have a chance. But they've got 2 defenders, 2 corners out there, and Xavier Howard comes up and makes a nice play.
Miami defense has forced back-to-back 3 and outs. Cook. End over end. And a fair catch hauled in by Holland. 37-yard punt. And again, good starting field position for Brissett and the Dolphins while in Miami. And they were inducted into the Miami Honor Roll in 2003.
You know, my first NFL game was 1984. I was here for the Orange Bowl with the University of Oklahoma, and I went to a Dolphins game, Dan Marino's second season. That's when he had that record-breaking year, and watched him throw to those guys. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, those 2 so great with run after the catch. Athleticism, and there were many defensive coordinators that didn't sleep the night before they were going to take on Marino and Duper and Clayton. A gain of 9 here by Ahmed, who makes the catch and carry, and Patrick Queen is there for the Ravens.
Well, you're not kidding. Patrick Queen came up and he put Ahmed after 9 yards on his back. Big time hit.
Again, it's Ahmed, and he's got a first down trying the left side with Queen trying to rip it out of there. A gain of 3, and Marlon Humphrey in there on the stop. This is possession number 4 after the first 3 ended with a punt.
Well, in this drive, again, good field position by them. They're able to get the first down. You know, first down is the key for Miami. You know, can they get positive yards on first down? And they did on that play where they got the 9 yards from Ahmed and pick up the first down finally.
Brissett being chased, throws, has a man. Catch made. That's Jalen Waddle. And the rookie with catch number 57 for the season, 12 yards and a first down.
He's been, you know, other than Gesicki, but as far as receivers go, he's kind of been the guy this season, and he slips coming out of his route. Really good route. We've seen footing issues now a couple times by these Dolphins receivers, but I really like this young man and what he has shown. I think other than quarterback, playing as a rookie is really difficult as a wide receiver. I mean, it's hard to have success. There's a lot to learn. These guys come into the NFL game not really exposed to a lot of the types of routes, but they were well coached at Alabama, those receivers that came out this year.
And it's now a long list of wide receivers coming out of Alabama that are starring in this league. Julio Jones now with the Titans, Amari Cooper with Dallas, Calvin Ridley, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle, and Devontae Smith with the Eagles. And Waddle coming off a 10-catch game against Houston. Third time he's had 10 catches. And he was one of 6 first-round picks from Alabama in this past draft. Brissett throws, pass caught. A yard short of a first down is Isaiah Ford with just his 3rd catch of the season, as that gets applause from Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, now it brings up 3rd and 1, and this Ravens defense, they've been good on this down. They do a pretty good job. So when they need to shut down the run, for the most part, they're able to do it on downs like this. We'll see if Miami's able to pick it up.
Play action from Brissett down the middle and caught. Shaheen sets up 1st and goal.
This is like an alley-oop in basketball. Shaheen, he gets down the field. Chuck Clark's in coverage. He just bodies him up, and then the ball's thrown up, and he goes up just like you would post someone up in basketball. Really great job as he's going backwards to be able to make that play.
A season long for him, 21 yards on 3rd down and 1.
They love their tight ends in Miami. I don't know that I've ever seen an active roster that's got 5 tight ends on it.
Brissett keeps, surveys, flag for holding, and Brissett out of bounds at the 5, but they're going to call a hold, it looks like, as Durham Smythe, one of those aforementioned tight ends.
Holding. Offense, number 81. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Got a hold of Tyus Bowser. And that moves the ball back to the 15. 1st and goal from there. Pass is broken up. Gesicki the target with Chuck Clark defending.
Chuck Clark, I don't know, a lot of contact at the top of this route. Let's take a closer look at it. There's Chuck Clark, 36. Yeah, he got there. I don't know exactly. Let's see. He hangs in there. Tough to get inside on that particular look. Chuck Clark was the one who was in coverage when Shaheen made the 3rd and 1 catch.
2nd and goal. A screen for Shaheen. Not much. Tripped up by Justin Houston. Gain of just 2.
Well, Shaheen getting a little more opportunity with Miami. He was a 2nd-round pick by the Chicago Bears, and I know that they were expecting a lot from him there, but this is an offense that they use a lot of 2 tight end personnel, by far more than anybody else in football.
Third down and goal. End zone. Incomplete. Preston Williams, the big 6'5" receiver, the target. And Anthony Averett had the coverage.
Well, Averett was playing soft, so he's always on top of the route. So the only chance was basically if he makes the same kind of throw and catch that we saw from Adam Shaheen there on 3rd down.
Well, the Dolphins down by 3, had a 1st and goal from the 5. Then the holding call on Smythe backed them up, and they couldn't do anything after that. Sanders from 31. And this is a tie game with 6:18 left in the first half. Here's the penalty on Durham Smythe. The hold on Tyus Bowser. And that derailed that drive. 3-3 day. A look at Arlington National Cemetery, the USS Arizona Memorial at Pearl Harbor, and Marine Corps War Memorial. Welcome back to Miami. 3-3 game. As Jason Sanders will kick it away. Devin Duvernay will bring it. And make it to the 20. That's it, as Van Ginkel made the tackle. Salute to Service is the NFL's year-round effort to honor, empower, and connect our nation's service members, veterans, and their families. Learn about the NFL's work with its long-standing military and veteran non-profit partners by visiting NFL.com/salute. Takes all of us to honor our military. Earlier tonight, General Laura Richardson received the game ball. Saw her a moment ago. Having been promoted in October of 2021, Richardson became the second woman to attain the rank of general in the U.S. Army, as well as the third woman to lead a combatant command. Here with us tonight in Miami as Jackson throws, has his tight end, and Mark Andrews with his second catch. Good for a first down.
Good route by Mark Andrews. I mean, he is just such a phenomenal player. The way that he's able to run, he catches the ball. He's good as a blocker as well. But they just, Miami, unless they bring people, having a hard time getting to Lamar Jackson. And usually when he has time, Mark Andrews is the one he's looking to get the ball to.
First down, and the handoff to Le'Veon Bell for 1. With NFL Game Pass, you can catch every snap from every game with full game replays or watch a condensed game in 45 minutes. Go to NFL.com/Game Pass to start your free trial today. Second and 9. 5 to go in the half. It's Miami's ball to start the second half. Quick throw, batted up into the air. Agba, who won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs 2 seasons ago, got up and took care of it.
Well, he has such great length, and he's having a really solid year as well. One of those guys, I talked about Christian Wilkins earlier, and the job that Agba is able to do. He leads the team with 5 sacks, coming off a huge game on Sunday where he had 2.5 sacks in that one. With this defense, they're going to make another key stop here. I mean, they've more than done their part here in this first half.
0 for 4 on third down, 3rd and 9. Quick throw out on the edge. Brown won't get it, won't get close. Xavier Howard came up and made the stop. And this Dolphins defense is getting better since this game started, a gain of 2.
Xavier Howard, he's done that a couple times now here in this first half. And you know me, Joe, I love seeing these corners that come up and they make plays like this and get in there and tackle guys, and he's done it now. Immediately once the ball's been thrown out to the perimeter, trying to pick up some easy yards for a first down, but not against him.
Javon Holland waiting for the punt from Cook. Best of the night. And a fair catch hauled in back near the 11. 53-yard punt. Xavier Howard came up, made the stop on Marquise Brown. And frustration for John Harbaugh and his Ravens in a 3-3 game. Welcome back to Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum. We'll look at South Beach as the Dolphins have their worst starting field position by 14 yards in the game. As they start at the 11, Brissett takes off. And is able to get it up to the 15-yard line. Got 4, forced out by Bynes.
Kind of an awkward fall over there on the sidelines. Good to see. You know, he's a big guy. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he can get out of the pocket and do some good things. You know, the strength for Jacoby Brissett, you know, that time when he was playing, getting a lot of playing time, starter there in Indianapolis, was his command of the offense, his ability at the line of scrimmage, and protecting the football. And that's kind of what he's known for. It wasn't so good on Sunday. He had 3 turnovers in that win Sunday afternoon.
Jalen Waddle can't get to that throw.
I don't know if he's banged up a little bit, moving a little bit slow. They've got Tua as the backup, and we're not real sure.
Oh.
Not sure exactly what happens there.
Maybe hit his elbow or arm. Seems to be fine now. 3rd down and 6. Brissett, Waddle. What kind of forward progress? They're going to say short. And that's right on the Dolphins sideline. They got to look at it. And for now, he's called short of 1st down yardage, forced out by Stevens.
Well, Brissett, he's trying to sort through exactly what he was getting in the coverage. They were doubling inside. They left Waddle open. You hear the crowd. They show it on the big board here in the stadium.
No challenge coming yet, but now the challenge flag in the right hand of Brian Flores. Let's take another look. The ball up at the top. Looks like he's got enough before he steps out.
After discussion, the ruling on the field is that the runner crossed the 21-yard line for 1st down.
The video assistant changing that so they don't even have to challenge. Again, we talk about it every week.
Yeah.
What a great addition.
It's been the best
to expedite the process here, so Flores doesn't have to waste a challenge on one that he would have easily won.
No, it's very well done. The mechanics of that, outstanding work to be able to just talk down, tell them it's 1st down, and away we go.
3 minutes, 16 seconds, please. Please set the game clock to 3 minutes, 16 seconds. The play clock.
They're going to put
25 seconds.
time back on the clock. So 3:16 left. And a 3-3 game for the 6-2 Ravens against the 2-7 Dolphins.
Well, we showed John Harbaugh, you know, a little frustrated with the offense. I know in visiting with him, says, hey, we got a lot of players from South Florida. They're excited, even though it's a quick turnaround, excited to be playing in front of a lot of friends and family, and thought that, you know, maybe a lot of that energy would show itself in this game, but it hasn't for either team.
Gaskin gets 2. Here's a list. Lamar Jackson from Pompano Beach, Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown from Hollywood, Florida, Devontae Freeman from Miami, Josh Bynes, Lauderdale Lakes, Brunel McPhee from Pahokee, and Sammy Watkins, Fort Myers.
Tell you, if you could only recruit South Florida, you come up with really good players.
Gaskin got a yard. The crowd getting a little frustrated with the play calling here on these first 2 handoffs as Oweh and Calais Campbell combined on that stop.
Well, I understand it. I mean, as far as what they're doing, I think the offense and what they're up against in that offensive line, yeah, they want to move the ball, but they also don't want to give it right back to Lamar Jackson. They're trying to do what they can, but it is challenging, as we've already pointed out.
2-minute warning here in Florida. Brissett will talk about it. Welcome back to Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum on a warm night in South Florida. 86% humidity, 77 degrees. Short week, and right now, we haven't seen any touchdowns scored in this game.
Yeah, not only a short week, though, Joe, but for Baltimore, I mean, this was a team that went into overtime. So a lot of snaps played in that game, and it's whether it's that or a combination of the humidity, like you said.
Brissett. Waddle is overthrown, and it's nearly picked by Averett. 4th down.
Well, Waddle's got a bit of a reduced split, so it opens up a whole lot of field there to lay that ball out. But Averett, he just stays on top of it, and that's a couple times now they've gone his way where he has not been fooled. He hasn't given up anything, and he's been in a better position to make the play than the receiver. I like that Averett. He's getting his chance because of Marcus Peters going down in before the season, but I really like what he has shown.
Fair catch, hauled in by Duvernay. 48-yard punt. Let's find out what's coming our way at the half.
The Toyota halftime is coming up. You don't want to miss it.
That's right. We've got the greatest rushing quarterback, and then... Sorry, Mike. I was talking about Lamar. Sorry, man.
Hey.
Sorry, buddy.
We'll have both. We'll see you at halftime.
Well done.
That was well done.
Lamar Jackson tying Michael Vick with his 10 100-yard rushing games. Lamar doing it in 54 games. Michael Vick in 143. Had 120 in that overtime win over the Vikings on Sunday as Marquise Brown hops out of bounds with a 1st down. Been only 4 games this season without a first-half touchdown. And that's got to include that game between Buffalo and Jacksonville this past Sunday, a 9-6 loss by the Bills on the road at the Jaguars. From the 38, 1st down. Jackson brought down from behind. Play made by Adam Butler, a gain of 5.
Well, when Lamar, when he drops back and he sees things open up, I mean, he is quick to take it if he doesn't like what he sees down the field right away. And they've been able to keep him bottled up. Even that was a nice gain by Lamar Jackson. But initially it looked like Miami was going to bring an all-out blitz. They will zero blitz and leave no safety in the middle, and it looked like they were going to on that play.
Here's a blitz. That ball was tipped. And Javon Holland, the rookie, who's been all over the place, got his hands on that throw.
Well, this is it here. They bring the zero blitz here. They bring 7 guys. They've got 4 receivers, 4 defensive players covering, and there's just no middle safety. So there you go. You see it right there. And it's just, can they get to the quarterback before he's able to make you pay?
Third down and 5. Little pitch to Freeman. Brought down short of the 1st down, Jerome Baker. And what a job tonight by the Dolphins rushing defense against the NFL's top rushing team.
There he is, number 55. What a great job. Jerome Baker, I mean, this guy can fly. He is a really talented, fast linebacker, and if he doesn't make this play, I'm not sure that anyone's going to before he picks up that 1st down. So the frustration continues to mount for John Harbaugh.
A lot of people thought the Dolphins wouldn't be in this game at halftime. It's 3-3 and Miami about to get it back. And the Ravens just 19 rush yards since their first drive that ended in that 46-yard field goal by Tucker. Ravens going to have to live up to their reputation now as a second-half team on this humid night in Miami as they try to match Tennessee with their 7-2 record with a win tonight. They've got their hands full.
Well, the Dolphins used a timeout, and so they must be thinking they're going to do something with this.
Holland hauls it in. 51 seconds and 2 timeouts. Start Saturday strong at 10 a.m. Eastern with the Big Noon Kickoff pregame show live from Waco. for a huge Big 12 showdown between number 8 Oklahoma and number 13 Baylor. Then Maryland takes on number 7 Michigan State, all on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
We'll see what Miami wants to do. You've got the Ravens now. You've got Miami backed up. They called timeout as soon as that third down was over. Stops the clock. They're backed up. I would have thought that they'd have been pretty happy going in 3-3, but they give Baltimore a chance to use some timeouts and maybe get the ball back one more time.
Here's one incomplete for Patrick Laird. Pressure by Justin Houston. 48 seconds left.
Well, this gets interesting because the last thing Brian Flores would want is to have to run his defense back out onto the field before this half.
Brissett completing passes at 44%. 7 for 16, 73 yards. Here's one to the sideline for the first down. Isaiah Ford. His second catch of the game and a 19-yard completion with 41 seconds left. The Dolphins call timeout.
The double move, and he's able to get Averett running rather than just trying to go by him, which they've tried a couple times and they haven't been able to get on top of him. A double move that gets him out of his back pedal and makes him turn his hips and run, and then he's able to come back down the sideline. Really good route there by Isaiah Ford.
This is a Miami Dolphins offense still without Devontae Parker, who's played 5 games. He's on IR. Will Fuller, the same with a finger injury, 6th straight game that he's missed. And a first down for the Dolphins with the ball at their own 31. One timeout.
49.
Laird out of the backfield. Able to get out of bounds with a short pickup of just 2. Again, this Baltimore defense 31st against the pass. Trying to hold up here with 34 seconds left in the half and keep this tied. Extra men on the rush. Brissett in trouble. He's got Ford. One-on-one. Breaks a tackle down to the 15. Timeout, Dolphins. 52 yards to Isaiah Ford.
You're going to see here, he goes to the middle. He thinks he's going to get help by the safety, but he doesn't. I think that was Averett over there on that left side, and he turns it loose. You see the safety go to the middle, so he's not getting the safety help that they initially showed. So a miscommunication by Baltimore, and another big play. This has been the Achilles heel. Talk about the troubles that they've had in pass defense. It's more breakdowns, not tackling, giving up a few big plays, but that was just a total bust in assignment and really communication. It's the one thing that happens when you are a defense that gives as many different looks as what this one does, and they bring a lot of different people, that if you're not on the same page, you turn areas loose like that. And John Harbaugh cannot believe it. In our conversation with him just yesterday, he was talking about those types of busts that are just unacceptable. People are going to get beat from time to time, but you just can't have those total breakdowns in assignment.
Season long for the Dolphins from scrimmage, 52 yards. Brissett complete, but the clock will run, and that'll be a flag that stops the clock, and that's likely for a helmet-to-helmet hit on Adam Shaheen.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it's going to be, Joe.
But more importantly, down here, it stops the clock. Let's take a look, and there's the hit. that's delivered by Geno Stone. On that 52-yarder, Jacoby Brissett, a nice job moving out to his right, was under pressure by Bynes, and now threads this into Shaheen.
There is no foul on the play. The result of the play is the first down.
Yeah, they pick up the flag. You look at it, Joe, and it looked more like, initially it looked like helmet to helmet, and then he came in with the shoulder. But you can see that Harbaugh's not happy because, like you said, the clock stopped while they tried to figure out whether it was a penalty or not.
First and goal, 10 seconds, end zone broken up. Preston Williams the target, and Averett there again for the Ravens. Now 9 seconds remain. Let's go back to the previous completion to Shaheen.
Yeah, here he comes, and it's really, I mean, it's shoulder into the back. You know, where the flag came from, he wasn't at a real good angle where he could see it. Good mechanics, good job by the officials of cleaning that up. But they were rushing to the line to try to get the clock stopped. And the clock got stopped because of the penalty that wasn't.
Ravens call a timeout just to catch their breath.
So you had Adam Shaheen, it looked like. If he doesn't throw it to the outside, Adam Shaheen was running a little quick out at the goal line, and you know, looked like he might have been able to fire it in there to him. But what a drive this is. They had 80 yards of offense prior to this drive, and now that timeout after the Ravens were unable to pick up the first by Brian Flores looks genius.
So no timeouts left for Miami. The Ravens used their first just to get a breather before a second and goal. As they spread them out, the Dolphins do.
There's Gesicki.
Quick throw right into the grass as Shaheen gets up looking for a flag on Tavon Young.
Well, I couldn't tell if Tavon Young pulled him or not, because Shaheen, you're going to want to get across the goal line. Yeah, that's the grab. I understand why he's won. He's going to try to get across the goal line and then body him up and have the ball stuck right on him. And it did look like there was a pull.
And now with 5 seconds left on 3rd and goal, they're just going to go ahead and try the field goal of 22 yards by Sanders. Three seconds left in the half, and the Dolphins lead now 6-3. Well, Carl Madsen, an NFL veteran official, died of a heart attack on October 24th on his way home from Kansas City and Titans game in Nashville. Madsen was on his way back to the St. Louis area. He was an NFL officiating fixture for more than 2 decades, first as a highly respected on-field official before transitioning to a replay role beginning in 2009. He also served in the U.S. Air Force from 1973 to 1976. Peter King did a really nice write-up on the late Carl Madsen, if you want to look that up. And that's why these officials are wearing that patch here tonight. I don't think a lot of people saw a 6-3 game at the half coming our way, but that's where it is. As Sanders just knocks it out of the back of the end zone. We've had 8 punts and 9 points.
I don't know that you can say enough for that drive by Miami. I mean, they just had not done anything. They had less than 100 yards in this half prior to that drive, and it took that 3rd down play to Isaiah Ford. Otherwise, I mean, that might have came back to bite Brian Flores, given the ball with good field position back to Baltimore, but instead they take it the length and get 3 points.
So at the half, the Marlins lead the Orioles. No. The Dolphins lead the Ravens 6-3. Stay tuned. Toyota halftime coming up next.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri. Who leads?
That was tonight's game flow, brought to you by Progressive. 6-3 lead for the team that's about to get the ball to start the second half. That's the Dolphins. I'm Joe. That's Troy Aikman. And, well, go ahead,
this
Mr.
isn't
Analyst.
this isn't quite what we expected. At least Miami got something going there at the end of that half. They've got to feel pretty good about. I've been impressed with what Miami's been able to do on defense, to be able to slow down. This is an explosive offense, running the football, and they've been able to create a lot of big plays. The first half of this season, biggest completion they got there in the first half, 15 yards. So they're stopping them on third down. They're not giving up the big plays, and we'll see whether or not John Harbaugh was able to get their attention. But Baltimore just has looked like a fatigued team that went into overtime and had 4 days to get ready for this one.
But as you said when we talked to John, if there's ever a time to have a short week, this would probably be it, because the Ravens were coming off their bye before that overtime win against the Vikings on Sunday. But a little tough to replicate 86% humidity. And I think a little bit of the starch is out for the Ravens here in South Florida, as they'll have to try to get it back, as they need to come out of here with a victory to match the Titans at 7-2.
Yeah, we haven't heard how Aaron and Christina are handling it down there.
Well, we're about to. Let's send it down to Aaron Andrews.
Just say the word, and the frizz on my hair will tell you all about this humidity. Troy Aikman, yours looks great. Now, John Harbaugh telling me the biggest problem for his offense was handling the blitzes. He said we didn't communicate well. He actually mentioned the crowd noise being an issue for his offense, and he said out here we've got to take better care of that, execute. And for his defense, you guys mentioned, can't give up the big plays. That's what they did on that 52-yard play. He said, yeah, as you two mentioned during that, there was miscommunications. They got to clean that up as well.
Yeah, in the blitz department, Aaron, 9 blitzes by Miami in that first half. So they've been coming after Lamar Jackson. Here's Gaskin. He gets stood up by Patrick Queen. No gain. And now for the report from the other sideline, here's Christina.
Joe, holding the Ravens offense without a touchdown in that first half, I asked Brian Flores, do you feel like you're in good position? He said, nope, not against this team. We know how explosive this offense can be, and we have to play 60 minutes of football. Offensively, he'd like to see them move the ball better, finish drives. I asked him how they're disrupting Lamar Jackson. He credited the communication they've had on defense.
Yeah, they've looked really good defensively for the third week in a row now. Quick setup and throw, and that's off the hands of Gaskin. It'll bring up third down and 10.
Well, a little bit of pressure. I mean, Brissett is on the ground, but yet you got a corner that's off. It's a 4-man rush, and this should be completed all day long. I mean, that's it doesn't get a lot better than that at this level, and it just off.
Adafe Owe had some pressure, but the incompletion is 3rd and 10.
118.
Houston gets home. And grabbing his right leg and screaming is Jacoby Brissett. And Tua Tagovailoa is putting his helmet on. It is 4th down. So a punt is upcoming. They're going to check on Jacoby Brissett, and that did not look good at all.
Prohibited.
Punt coming from Pilardi. When Brissett got hit, He lost the football, and Liam Eichenberg was there to recover for the Dolphins to avoid the game's first turnover. Line drive punt, and Duvernay breaks one tackle and is able to get it into Dolphin territory. Let's go back to the injury of Brissett.
Yeah, it was Eichenberg here that had a chance, that he gets beat. Houston comes around. It's hard to tell exactly what happened, but he immediately goes to that right knee and was in an enormous amount of pain. Now, he walked off on his own here, so who knows exactly what the status is of him. But, yeah, Eichenberg gets beat by Houston, gives up the sack, and then Eichenberg was able to get back on that fumbled ball.
Best starting field position of the night by plenty for the Ravens as Jackson steps through and gets 10. First time we've seen Lamar Jackson really cut it loose. And he gets 10 yards and a first down for the Ravens.
What you can see is Lamar Jackson comes back and he starts looking to his left and doesn't like it, but you see that hole that opens up right in front of him, and then he does not hesitate when that happens, and nor should he. Really good stuff.
Handoff here to Bell, and Le'Veon gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Jacoby Brissett is out of the medical tent, and he's going to see if he can jog again. We've talked about it. Tagovailoa, who's the starter, the 5th overall pick a year ago, is the only backup, and he's got an issue with a middle finger on his throwing hand. That's why he's not starting. So he would have to come in. Jackson wrapped up back at the 44. First guy there was Adam Butler in a loss of 5.
Well, Ogba, he's already knocked a ball down on this similar play. He gets up the field, number 91, and that's where he's going to throw it, but he feels that. He was kind of in the line there of where the receiver was, and he tries to tuck it, and then here comes the rest of the guys. So give Ogba the credit for that sack.
Last 7 quarters, this defense is rolling. Blitz. Jackson keeps it alive, throws it for Brown, and broken up. Justin Coleman back there for Miami. After Javon Holland came on the blitz.
Well, the Ravens, they thought they were going to have it picked up, or Lamar Jackson did. The scheme within the protection, they bring Holland off the edge. Here's the one-on-one down the field. Just throw it up and see if maybe Marquise Brown can make a play on it. But the protection had it to where that was one of those where they were going to get a better shot down the field than what they ended up getting, because Lamar just trying to keep the play alive.
This one checks up at the 5 and will be handled near the 6. And it looks like Tua Tagovailoa, bad finger and all, is coming in the game. He is up 3. To Christina Pink.
Joe, Jacoby Brissett was cleared to return to the game after working out that knee, but as he approached to go back on the field, head coach Brian Flores stopped him, pointed at Tua, and told Tua that he was going in. Jacoby Brissett clearly frustrated as he headed back to the bench. The thing to watch with Tua right now with that fractured finger is his grip, getting the snaps cleanly, Joe.
He starts in the shotgun. A little pistol formation with Gaskin behind him. And a handoff to Myles Gaston. And the back gets up to the 9, a gain of 4. Second and 6.
Well, Brissett, he was over there kind of going through the motion, seeing if he could drop back on his leg and all that. He gave a thumbs up like he could go. And He thought he was coming out, like Christina said, and Brian Flores gave his best Lee Corso impersonation. He said, "Not so fast."
So fast, my friend. We're told officially his return, Brissett, is questionable. Tagovailoa throws, pass is caught, and that looks to be first down yardage. It is by Jalen Waddle.
Good route combination there that allowed Waddle to have some separation just by the design of the routes. You see the push up there by Gesicki, and it keeps Marlon Humphrey from being able to just jump it until after he's able to make the catch. Good design there by Miami and a good throw and catch.
I mean, it is strange that Tua Tagovailoa is in the ball game. He's got the fracture in his finger. He's able to make throws. We watched him during pregame warm-ups throwing the ball around, and yet they don't start him. They have a quarterback, Jake Dolegala, on their practice squad, but they believe that if needed, Tua was good enough to go, but not good enough to start, and here he is. He's needed. Second down and 9.
Yeah, and there's no real, certainty on our part anyway as far as what limitations he may have. Last Sunday when he didn't play, it was because he couldn't make all the throws, but he was good enough to come off the bench if necessary. Is that still the case? He's been dealing with some of the swelling in that finger, or he was at least earlier in this week.
Blitz coming from the Ravens. Pass is behind Gesicki.
I'll say behind him and hot too. I mean, even if this ball's on the money, I don't know if he's able to make a play. I don't know if he's just. It almost looks like he's just unloading it, but yeah, that wasn't close.
Tyus Bowser applying the pressure to bring up third down and 9.
Well, it looks like they're coming, and I would expect it, and Tua needs to expect it as well.
Sideline pass incomplete for Gesicki, with Tavon Young defending. And after one first down, the drive stops inside the 15.
Well, they just do such a good job, Baltimore does, of really just throwing your timing off. So it looks like they're all coming. And as a quarterback, you start then thinking, okay, where are my hots? Where do I got to get the ball out to? And then they bail out. They rush 4, and they're then playing man on the outside. And so you're rushing things. Receivers are rushing things, and it just totally gets you out of rhythm.
False start as the long snapper Blake Ferguson.
False start. Offense number 44. 5-yard penalty. It's fourth down.
He didn't let it fly. Everybody else moved, and that will move the ball back to the 14-yard line. Devin Duvernay averaging just under 17 yards per punt return with a fair catch with Matt Collins right there in his face. 40-yard punt. Ravens get it again. Still down. As we welcome you back on Thursday Night Football on this Veterans Day, we thank you for joining us. Six-3 game. Lamar Jackson last week, 386 yards in the game. Between running it and throwing it, has 101 tonight. Dolphins defense doing a great job. We told you earlier about that streak of 44 straight games with a touchdown for Lamar Jackson. Still trying to get something going here. First possession was good. Not much since then. Devontae Freeman with a catch and run. He gets 9.
Yeah, that's been tough sledding since the first couple of possessions that they've had. And like we talked about, this is an offense that really has done a nice job of getting the big play. And they've got the weapons on the outside. They got a lot of really solid players. There was a time where Lamar didn't have really quite the supporting cast that he has this season, and they've been able to take advantage of it. Now they're trying to run out there up at the top of the screen. Xavier Howard getting up there late. And this defense giving up a lot of big plays, but they've played really well.
Raymond ripped to the ground by Sealer. And this Dolphins defense full of fire as they're celebrating after plays that are made and a loss of 5.
Well, just a total bust up front. You got Sealer who comes right through the middle. He's right here. You're going to see what happens. They're on that left side. It just opens up, and nobody's there. Sealer couldn't believe it. He's like, okay, someone's going to wham me here. I know this trick. You don't get blocked. That means someone's about to earhole me.
They're down in 6, and what a catch made by Bateman. Boy, he had to reach, Troy, for that throw from Lamar Jackson in some traffic. Knew he was going to get hit and gets 9 yards and a first down.
Yeah, really nice work, and he does a good job of running the hot route because they bring a rusher off the edge. There's the quick slant, and Bateman, he makes those kind of plays. When you watch him, he's got excellent hands. He couldn't body catch this one, but a lot of guys wouldn't be able to make that play. He just plucks the ball right out of the air.
First third down conversion by the Ravens in the game. Jackson sacked. Roberts is going to get it. Van Ginkel was the first guy there. And a loss of 7. And Lamar Jackson almost lost the football on top of it.
They're running some games up front, 5-man rush, and there he is right up the gut and has a chance. And you're right, Lamar Jackson's fortunate. The ball started to come out right here. Pretty gratuitous bounce off the shoulder pad.
Roberts gets his first sack of the year. 2nd and 17 now. Le'Veon Bell bottled up. And a gain of just 1 as Van Ginkel, who's been everywhere, made that tackle. Tomorrow night on NFL Network, NFL Total Access has the latest news from around the league, and Jaguars defensive end Josh Allen talks about his big game against Josh Allen and the Bills. NFL Total Access tomorrow at 7 live on NFL Network. Played in a game, the two Josh Allens. It's similar to what we're seeing here tonight.
Yeah, I heard those two played against each other.
3rd and 16. Jackson is forced out by Phillips. And there is just nothing happening for the Ravens on offense, and this Miami defense impressive.
And talk about impressive. Jalen Phillips, I mean, for him to be able to make that play on Lamar Jackson, I mean, they are playing really good football. They're surrounding Lamar. They're not once he gets out of the pocket, but man, what a play by Phillips to be able to run him down.
A punt by Cook. Holland nowhere near it, and we'll see where they mark it. Tagovailoa coming back in. The drive will start at the 19 on what is turning into a frustrating Hard Rock Stadium in Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light Platinum. Second drive for the Dolphins with Tua Tagovailoa back in at quarterback. Missed 3 games earlier in the year with fractured ribs. Did not make the start in their win over Houston on Sunday, but in there after a knee injury for Brissett. Pass is caught by Albert Wilson, and just a gain of 1. Pressure by Bynes on that play. We talked about Jacoby Brissett on the sideline, and he was testing that right knee, nodding, gives a thumbs up, picked up his helmet, was about to go back in, and as Christina Pink reported, Brian Flores said, nope, it's going to be Tua.
Yeah, he said not so fast. He went Lee Corso. That's what I said.
Second and 9. Tua throws, pass caught, Wilson. 3rd down and 3 coming up as Anthony Averett made the tackle. So Tua Tagovailoa, 5th overall pick in the 2020 draft. The trade deadline came and went 2 Tuesdays ago, and he had been hearing about the rumored or actual courtship by this organization with the Houston Texans with Deshaun Watson. 1 year after being selected 5th overall out of Alabama. Shown a lot of class during that process. Facing a blitz here and throwing incomplete. Heavy pressure, and Josh Bynes got through. Was not alone.
Yeah, well, he hit hands there with his right hand, but it looked like he might have. Yeah, he sure did. That's right. You know, there on that hand and finger. Let's see how he's doing. We may see Brissett back in the lineup.
There's Patrick Queen. Pilardi hits it. Good punt here, and a fair catch by Duvernay. Time now for the Rocket Mortgage 6 for service for each touchdown scored in Salute to Service games this month. Rocket Mortgage will donate $1,000 toward the fight to end veteran homelessness. Find out more at rocketmortgage6forservice.com.
Well, you've done a few 6-3 games in your time.
Different sport. Yeah. Here's another look for a guy that's been dealing with a fracture in the middle finger on his throwing hand. Shaking it off.
Yeah.
On his way off the field. From the 22 now. Sidearm throw. There's Andrews. Catch number 3 on the night, and it's good enough for a first down.
Well, see if maybe that's the play to kind of ignite this offense and get them going a little bit. Sometimes it just takes one play, just something positive that happens, and string together a few good plays and take this ball down the field.
That is now 19 straight games for Mark Andrews with 3 or more catches. Longest active streak. And for the Ravens, knocking on their franchise record. 3 minutes left. Quarter number 3. Jackson runs into a pile of bodies and gets 1.
Well, Miami doing a good job, because that's one of those where you're reading the outside, and if they collapse, then you're able to keep it, Lamar Jackson, but they've got an extra defender out there on the edge. So Lamar Jackson was a little bit in no man's land. They're going to come here. He's reading this guy here, Baker, and then here he comes off the edge. Lamar's able to see that, so even though he's reading Baker, if he keeps it, he's got a defender right in his face. That was really the only thing he could do. So a good scheme there defensively by Miami.
Jackson throws low and incomplete. They're going to say catch. Let's see if he caught this. It's Andrews for 14, as the Ravens now are going to hurry it up to try to get a snap away. And it's now challenged by Miami. Let's see that last throw, and if this was indeed complete.
Well, it looked like, take a look at the end of this play.
Miami has challenged.
Yeah, looks like he might have. Looks like he.
We will review the play.
There's a better look at it here.
Still in the air.
And it looked like he got underneath it. I don't know if there's anything there, but Lamar Jackson, he dropped that thing down, you know, Kent to Colby style to get it around. It looked like he was working it around Villanueva. Watch how he has to throw it, you know, to the side there around the left tackle.
I think that's a catch.
I do too. These guys are getting pretty adept at doing that. Of course, we've been watching Mahomes do it for a few years. I've seen Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford, and they drop it in any different kind of direction. You know, Lamar Jackson came into this game talking about how much he's worked on, you know, him in the pocket, and he's another one of those Tom House guys. And they initially were working with him possibly about trying to get his elbow up, raise the launch point of the throw, and when they were working with him and saw him throwing the ball the way that he does on the move, they decided that what he does is perfect and they don't have to worry about it. And that was the end of them trying to change exactly where he's delivering the football from. But yeah, this looks like a catch from everything we've seen.
Well, remember, the call was catch on the field. And I haven't seen anything where the ball definitively hits the ground. Unless there's another shot that we haven't seen. Let's check in with Mike Pereira in Los Angeles.
Joe, they've got that system that gives them a lot of angles to look at, and I think the tip of the ball touches the ground. You see it bounce up and loose between his legs, but I think you get the ball to the ground right there, and then it ends up loose between his legs. I feel they're going to reverse this to incomplete.
And I think you're right, because they're moving everybody back, and they've spent long enough looking at this to figure out where the ball should be placed. But if you see that ball definitively hit the ground, yeah, I still don't see that.
I don't see it either, and I know they talk about piecing it together, but I don't know what you're piecing together.
After reviewing the play, the pass was incomplete. It'll be third down at the 34-yard line. Please set the game clock to 2 minutes, 21 seconds, please. 2:21. Miami is not charged a timeout.
So that erases a 14-yard completion to Andrews and makes it 3rd and long. 3rd and 9.
And they're all up there again, Miami. They're all up with no safety.
Jackson in trouble, and down he goes. Javon Holland. And this Dolphins defense should be taking bows. A loss of 7, it's 4th down.
Well, they showed 8 at the line of scrimmage. They rush 6. They drop out 2, and then it's trying to sort it out. And Holland has been in the backfield a good part of this ball game. You see what the offense is trying to figure out. Okay, well, which guys are coming, which guys are dropping? That's the dilemma. And so you've got blockers for them, but you don't have the bodies blocking the rushers.
Here's Holland on the return. He was there for that sack. And the Dolphins have it, leading by 3, under 2 to go, 3rd quarter, and back after this from Progressive.
Progressive presents At Home with Baker Mayfield.
Baker reaching for that first cup of coffee. Let's see if this can get his feet moving. Oh, he's putting it back on a hot plate. Must mean a second cup is coming. And with a burst of speed, Baker heads up the stairs like a man on a mission.
Baker coming in hot, looking a little gas from the stairs.
It's like 7 a.m. Maybe pump the brakes a little bit.
Baker stands in the doorway. Seems a little annoyed.
I tried.
Uh-oh, leaving the seat up. Emily's not gonna like that.
You can see the frustration by Lamar Jackson on the sideline. A good challenge by Brian Flores, as it turned out, to get that 14-yard completion erased. And now the Dolphins try to prove they can move the ball. They haven't done anything either with it. Starting at their own 36. Here's a throwback to Tua. They just play catch, and Gaskin takes off, slips down with a Dolphins first down at midfield.
This is like when you get a runner in a rundown in baseball. I mean, look at this. He throws it back. Hey, back at you. Here it comes.
Well, it is 6-3.
It is 6-3, yeah. And we've got the pinch hitter who came in. You know, Tua's in for Reset. That's the best play we've seen. Now, that'll be the new craze. We'll see that this weekend.
It's a copycat league.
It's a copycat league,
It's a copycat league. First down at midfield. Tagovailoa sets up a screen for Gaskin. Gets 10, but a flag is down back at the 48.
Holding. Offense number 61. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Rich Russo, our director, had it. Austin Ryder, the center.
He's trying to be sneaky about it. It got extended. See, that time he didn't throw it back. You know, now they got that to deal with.
First penalty all season on Ryder, who's in essence the third center for the Dolphins. There's George Godsey, who went to sleep one night and said, what if we just threw it to Gaskin? And then he threw it back to Tua.
Yeah.
And then he threw it back to Gaskin.
Yeah, good idea.
First and 20 from the 40. Tua protected downfield. There's the rookie. Waddle to the 25.
Well, watch this route. It's the speed there that gets him turned. It's really good work. Again, rookie on rookie. Waddle on Brandon Stevens, and just an excellent route on the safety that gets him turned.
35-yard completion to end the third quarter in a 6-3 game. Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light. Welcome back to Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light Platinum. During the break, Tua Tagovailoa and Jacoby Brissett talking it over on the sideline as that 35-yarder closed out the third quarter to Jalen Waddle. Seen no turnovers, 3 third-down conversions, 4 penalties, 7 sacks, 9 points, 14 punts, and a partridge in a pear tree. From the 25, Albert Wilson trying to outrun the defense, and he does. Justin Houston couldn't bring him down, and Wilson carries for 14.
Well, you got a fast pursuing defense, a little misdirection. See if you can't outflank them. Good design. You got Albert Wilson out there, and good blocking on the perimeter as well. It's just a good job, and I think you got to give credit to Brian Flores. You know, the decision to take the ball back in your own territory, called the timeout before the half. It resulted in a field goal. The challenge that he had, that we didn't think there was anything there to suggest that that would be overturned, and then going with Tua. Those are 3 big decisions in this game, and so far all 3 have paid off.
And now with a play clock at 1, number 1 has to call a timeout. And we'll be right back after this from Verizon.
You know how some carriers give you so little for your older busted phone you just end up living with it? I don't think so. Verizon lets you trade in your broken phone for a shiny new one. You break it, we upgrade it. You dunk it, doggy bone it, slam it, wham it, strawberry jam it, we upgrade it.
Get a 5G phone on us with select plans.
Every customer, current, new, or business.
Because everyone deserves better.
And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
Well, the job done by defensive coordinator Josh Boyer and head coach Brian Flores to just sit on this Baltimore Ravens defense has been impressive. Ravens coming into this game having won 6 of 7. And now they've allowed their offense to make just a couple of big plays to get into position. They have a first down just outside the 11. Leading by 3. End zone. Waddle. Penalty flag on Humphrey.
That is so hard. So difficult for Marlon Humphrey.
Pass interference. Defense, number 44. The foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line.
It's
automatic first down.
It's he's got his arms around him, and then at the end you got Waddle, who's trying to keep Humphrey from coming back and making a play on the ball. But that is so hard on a defensive back. I mean, that's what they're tasked with doing. But you know, you're trying to stay up with guys that can run like Waddle, and then an underthrown pass. It's tough.
Christian Wilkins comes in at fullback. In front of Gaskin. That's where they go, and nothing as Josh Bynes made the play. 2nd and goal. Wilkins, 6'4", 310. Third-year defensive lineman from Clemson.
Well, that's their version of Patrick Ricard, the fullback for the Ravens.
He's 6'3", 300.
Patrick Ricard might be the best athlete in the NFL.
I mean, pound for pound.
And so they say, hey, we've got our Patrick Ricard. His name's Christian Wilkins.
Wilkins out of there as Tagovailoa throws and nearly picked as Josh Bynes got his right hand on it. Gesicki the target. Now 3rd and goal.
Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, and he's been in the backfield of the Dolphins making a lot of plays. This time he takes a couple steps up, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard for the quarterback to be able to pick that up. You see, then he gets underneath it right there, and it was going to be a tough play either way.
Gesicki, 7 targets, no catches.
Yeah.
3rd down and goal, and that's going to be a false start. As it looked like the left guard may have left early.
False start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty.
That's against Austin Jackson trying to get a head start. And a good call. That'll move the ball back to just outside the 6. They had a hold down here in the first half on Durham Smythe that hurt him.
Yeah.
And now that false start makes it 3rd and goal from outside the 6-yard line.
Well, you think how big a touchdown would be here for Miami, the way that their defense has played to make this a 2-possession game.
Tua throws, flags all over the place. Pass incomplete for Gesicki. Stevens broke it up, but there are 2 fouls on this play. And if it's against both, we'll replay 3rd and goal. There's one in the offensive backfield and one in the defensive backfield.
There were fouls by both teams during the play. Holding. Offense number 74. Personal foul, face mask. Defense number 23. Those penalties offset. We will replay 3rd down.
3rd down and goal again.
It was called on left tackle Liam Eichenberg, and then for Baltimore it was Anthony Averett. So replay this 3rd down, and here we go.
Tua. Pass is caught by one of the linemen, and he came up short. Robert Hunt. And they're going to throw a flag back at the 6 now at the end of this. Had to have reported as eligible, and then look at that. He's across the goal line. And then he lands on his head.
Yeah, but he's not eligible, though. That's the problem. I mean, he took it. He lined up at right guard.
Well, then not eligible.
Yeah, I mean, but it looked. Here he is right here. Whoop. Yeah, the screen was for Gaskins. He was 37 back there, but the way I mean, every offensive lineman that's ever been and is in this league is watching that saying, you go. I mean, he got it and went.
Illegal touching of the pass on the offense, number 68. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
Ronald Torbert's almost smiling when he delivers the message. I'm with you. I mean, it's an illegal touch, but that was a great play by Robert Hunt and would have been a touchdown if it was a legal touch.
I mean, watch him. Right guard, 68. Watch this. This is fantastic. I mean, he went and got it.
And then reached across, but it doesn't count.
Oh, you know, in that film room on Monday, I'm glad he's okay. That was not a good fall, but on Monday, he's even laughing about it. On Monday, when they watch this, he's going to get more grief from his fellow offensive linemen. He may get it on the sidelines when he gets over there.
Well, now the ball's back outside the 11, and it'll be the third and goal try. End zone. Incomplete for Mac Hollins. And it's fourth down.
Well, it was the right idea. You know, Mac Hollins he's essentially like a sixth tight end for them. The guy's 6'4", wide receiver, and they line him up out wide. Just with the height advantage, just give him a chance. He's working against Anthony Averett, who's 5'11". He's got 5 inches on him, but just too much.
3 red zone trips for the Dolphins, and this their third field goal attempt. Sanders is 3 for 3. But the highlight of the night is this by 6'6", 327-pound right guard Robert Hunt.
That's all-timer.
He loved it. They all loved it. Why not? Up 6, so the Dolphins just had a moment.
Yeah, I'll say that's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
4 different Miami offensive linemen committed penalties on that drive, but there was no penalty like the one we saw on Robert Hunt.
Yeah, you can't get mad about that. But lost in all that excitement was what a great job Baltimore did. Miami had first and goal at the 1, and they kept them out of the end zone and had to settle for a field goal.
Aaron Andrews, what are you witnessing on the sideline for the Ravens?
Completely different emotions, obviously, Joe. You see Lamar Jackson getting heated, talking to his wide receiver, and that entire drive, he just walked up and down the sidelines. This was the only time I really saw him near the bench. He was up by the field, towel over his head, visibly frustrated. He's calmed down quite a bit. Also, we've been talking about the humidity, Troy. Marquise Brown, that entire time over here on the sidelines getting stretched out, they were looking at him for cramps.
Well, this Ravens team built on that run-first mentality, averaging over 160 rush yards a game. They've got 71. Here's one aired out. Flag on the play and incomplete for Marquise Brown. But a flag in the secondary.
Well, we'll see what the call is there, but that's some of Lamar Jackson's frustration on that throw. Just wanted to get it all in one big play because there really was not a chance to complete that pass to Marquise Brown. It was good coverage.
Here's a call.
Pass interference. Defense number 25. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
Xavier Howard, double move, a little bit of a slant and go, the grab right there. Even though the safety's working over his way, that's a good call. Good catch there by the official.
It's a spot foul and a 17-yard gain in field position in this 6-point game. A homecoming game for Lamar Jackson. From Pompano Beach, played at Boynton Beach High School, was a Tiger there.
Boy, nobody back there again. Nobody.
Jackson throws and incomplete for Marquise Brown. Justin Coleman with pressure on Lamar Jackson.
You just see all this field here, so if he comes up and takes the middle, you've got a chance, but neither one of them did. So you got the outside breaking route and then hooking up. And so, you know, if you're able to, if you see that and you're able to somehow hand signal to the receiver and just, you know, get across the middle, beat one guy, and we got a chance for a home run. Instead, you know, they just haven't been able to take advantage of some of those looks. And now on that play, they don't get any yards with the incompletion.
Duvernay. Well played by the Dolphins. As Brandon Jones came up to make the stop, no gain.
Well, they're just all rallying to the football. I mean, they are all these white hats. They're fast and they are pursuing, and they're not giving an inch.
Boy, that young tandem at safety, they've looked good tonight. Javon Holland and Brandon Jones. Jones made that play, 3rd and 10. Ravens 1 for 10 on 3rd down.
Again, nobody in the middle.
They go there, and it's broken up. It's called a catch and fumble, and returned by Howard. In and out of the hands of Sammy Watkins, and Howard is in for the touchdown. Let's take a look and make sure it was a catch.
I didn't think it was. That's close. I'm going to defer to Mike.
Mike, go ahead.
I think it's a catch. I'll tell you why. Because you got to look now that you got control, and then you got to see 2 feet and then time, which equates to a 3rd step. There's number 2. There's number 3. Then the ball gets pulled away.
It's a catch fumble on the part of Sammy Watkins. And Xavier Howard forced the fumble, picked it up, and returned it 49 yards for a touchdown. What a play by Howard.
What a play by Howard, and what a night for this Miami Dolphins defense. I mean, it was one thing on Sunday against Houston for them to shut them down. And now they come in against Lamar Jackson and this offense and the different ways that they can beat you, and they have just totally shut them down.
They're still looking at it. The Miami offense is out there, as they'll go for 2 if the touchdown stands.
Yeah, it's going to stand.
It stands.
Well,
27th career takeaway for Xavier Howard. His 2nd touchdown. What a play. And now going for 2. 2 for 2 on the year in this category. 2 for 3. Incomplete for Mac Hollins. And this is a 12-point game with under 12 to go, as Xavier Howard ripped it away, took it back, and scores the familiar position. 15-3 ball game. Down by double digits late in the ball game. This is where they've actually thrived, believe it or not. But I think that sideline is stunned, as this will get into the end zone, and Duvernay wisely stays away. But this has been the season of the comeback, and second half double-digit comeback wins for John Harbaugh's team. As he told us, these guys don't bat an eye. They trailed against Kansas City week 2, came back and won by 1. Down 22-3 in week 5 and won in overtime against Indy. And then came back last week on Sunday, down 24-10 in the third quarter and won it in overtime. And Mac Hollins is down and being tended to inside the 10. When we come back, Lamar Jackson and this uphill climb for the Baltimore Ravens, down 12. All presented by Bud Light Platinum. Mac Hollins, we think, just cramped up. And so here are the Ravens down by 12s, taking over at their own 25. Over 11 to play.
And Miami is not backing off. I mean, right now they're showing all-out blitz again.
Jackson wants it, takes it, and picks up a first down. The defense for the Dolphins, 4 sacks in the ball game. Over the last 2, they've got 9. 5 takeaways, 1 in this ball game. And they just scored a defensive touchdown by Xavier Howard, and this isn't there at all. Watkins the closest one to it.
Well, if you think about it, Joe, the 3 points that Baltimore has came on the opening drive of the game, and the second possession they moved the ball, and then there was a Justin Tucker missed field goal, and they have, I mean, literally done nothing since the second possession of the game.
And now 2nd and 10. Lamar Jackson with 152 yards.
And they just got to make Miami pay for playing this coverage. They're 4 across on the receivers, and
pass is caught by Josh Oliver. And a gain of just 1.
Now you get to 3rd down, and now it opens up all kinds of stuff for what Miami can do on defense. But on the early downs, 1st and 2nd down there, they gave the look where they are locked up. They're giving no help to any receivers, crowding the line of scrimmage. They're not going to let them run the ball. And Baltimore has to come up with a way to somehow get the ball into a receiver's hands, make somebody miss, and then it is out the gate because there's nobody there.
The officials get together, I think, because of that last grab. They're talking it over as to whether that was a catch or not. It's a minimal issue. It's a yard one way or the other. You have another. Here's a call.
After discussion, it's an incomplete pass. Incomplete pass. Please set the game clock to 10 minutes, 53 seconds, please. 10:53. The clock will start on the snap.
So an incomplete pass, and this Ravens team that's 1 for 11 on 3rd down is faced with 3rd and 10. Eric Rowe made that defensive play.
No, they're giving the exact same look that they gave on 1st and 2nd downs. Now, do they come or bail out?
Pass is low and incomplete to Marquise Brown. And the Ravens offensively unable to figure out what the Dolphins are doing on defense or take advantage of it at all.
Yeah, if they can hold the ball, enough, because the coverage is soft. If they can hold the ball long enough, the problem is they can't. And so Lamar Jackson's getting it out, but the receivers are putting some pressure on these defenders. But I saw Miami do this against the Rams last year, and I've just never seen a defense play that much coverage and get away with it. But they're doing it again tonight, and they're getting away with it.
Dolphins get the ball back at their own 25. You have another chance to win Terry's money, and this time it's for $100,000. Just download the Fox Super 6 app. Play the NFL Sunday Challenge for free. Scan the QR code, download the app, and play now. Ravens came into this game 37% on third down, not great, but they're 1 for 12.
Well, and this where Miami's inability to run the football is where this comes and bites them. You know, that they're just not able to take time off the clock and make first downs on the ground.
Tua keeps, hits Smythe. A lot of room, and Durham Smythe out across the 45. 23 yards to get this possession started.
You don't have to run the ball when you blow coverage on defense and you turn Smythe just totally loose. And nobody's in coverage with him. You see as he comes across and just nobody else. They're in man coverage, but whoever was in man coverage on Smythe, he was lost in the mix at the line of scrimmage.
Tua gets hit, balls out, and recovered by Eichenberg. Second time he's done that in the game. Patrick Queen forced the fumble and then was going to try and scoop and take it in, and he'd never got the ball.
That was the problem. Queen knocks it out, and then he tries to scoop it, and by doing that, Eichenberg comes in there. That's a heads-up play by him. And as you mentioned, he did it earlier in the game as well. But, man, he comes flying in there and just takes it away. That's great work.
And you can see Patrick Queen wishing he had just fallen on it. That's only the third career fumble by Tua. Here's a handoff to Gaskin to midfield. And a nice gain of 10. Third down coming up, 9 minutes left.
Well, Patrick Queen, he comes in rushing, and they get in the same gap, so they totally turn that cutback lane open. Gaskins, it's been a while since he's seen a hole that big. He almost didn't know what to do.
Third down and 8. Ravens need a stop. Blitz, they don't get home. Pass is caught, but short of first down yardage. Another catch for Isaiah Ford. And Chris Westry, who just came up off IR, was there to make the tackle for the Ravens.
Well, I mentioned it earlier. I think Brian Flores has done a heck of a job. There have been 3 big decisions in this game, the third being going with Tua at quarterback, and all 3 have paid off. And this is the 4th. Going for it here on 4th down, and can they pick it up?
Instead, trying to draw him off in a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
Start Saturday strong at 10 a.m. Eastern with a big noon kickoff pregame show live from Waco before a Big 12 showdown between number 8 Oklahoma, number 13 Baylor, and then Maryland takes on number 7 Michigan State. All on Fox and the Fox Sports app. I thought they would go for it.
Yeah, I like this decision, though. I mean, the defense has played so well. You know, why give it to Lamar Jackson in midfield? But there was a time this wasn't even a decision. You'd punt it all the time. But the way things are in today's NFL, it has green-lighted a lot of coaches to go for it and not have the questions that they would have had otherwise.
I'd say that was the right decision. Mac Hollins back in the game, and Pilardi puts it down at the 1. And a perfect 47-yard punt by Michael Pilardi.
I mean, everything is rolling right for Miami right now. Normally, how many times do we see this and the guy has his foot on the line or he can't quite get the ball, and that's the way it's done.
Well, the Ravens take over at the 1. Last game without a touchdown was in 2018 against the Browns. 51 games. They haven't scored on their last 11 possessions. And they've got 99 yards to go to get in the end zone here.
And they're backing out too. Miami's not. They're not coming with the all-out blitz here.
And it's a delay of game call that'll move the ball back inches.
Yeah, an inch.
Before the ball was snapped, delay of game by the offense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Well, there are a lot of interested teams watching around the NFL and specifically in the AFC. And in the AFC North with the Ravens on top, Pittsburgh at 5-3. And those two teams still have their 2-game season series to play. Cleveland at 5-4, Cincinnati at 5-4. Tight division. Marquise Brown with a catch on first down.
You know, when Baltimore was huddled up, we got these guys, the big guys, dancing, and you never want to see that when you're the quarterback in the huddle. That means that they're feeling pretty good about themselves.
And again, I mean, we've talked a lot about Brian Flores, but for a 2-7 team to be playing like this on a muggy night, having the fun they're having, you'd never know they were 2-7.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a night for Miami.
2nd and 3. Jackson avoids the sack and then throws low to Duvernay. And a flag comes in at the end after the incomplete pass. And it's thrown in the end zone.
Yeah, here comes Ogba and right. Yeah, looks, yeah, he lands on a Baker.
Defense number 55. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's the body weight of Jerome Baker.
Yeah.
And they'll call that every time.
Every time. He picked him up, drove him into the ground, landed on him. That will be on the teaching tape next summer for every team to see.
And after starting at the 1/2 yard line, the ball is out at the 23.
Well, they got some room to operate now. And when you're backed up like that, you on an opposing stadium, you feel like the whole world's on top of you. Now, for Lamar Jackson, he can exhale a little bit and see if they can regroup enough to put something together.
Duvernay, a catch, ducks his shoulder, delivers the hit to Byron Jones and gets 8.
It has, I've said it, it has surprised me for this offense, for what they have, that they just have not been able to make Miami pay for some of these looks.
Jackson gets the first down. Ball is out, but they're going to say he's down. There is no fumble. The call on the field is Jackson was down on the tackle by Eric Rowe. Let's take a look.
Ruling on the field is that the runner was down by contact. First down.
Definitely down, and a first down for Baltimore.
Yeah, good call. Now Baltimore's trying to get it going. Get the ball snapped.
Pass caught. Andrews out near the 40.
Miami will give them that all day. Got the slot receiver with a, well, now they're going to go bunch. They're going trips to the top.
Pass is caught. Just a flick of the wrist and out of bounds. Rashad Bateman, first down.
When you're given the looks that Miami's given.
And now flags down.
Well, that might be another late hit on a quarterback.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 8. The 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
I like the first one. I don't like that one at all. But we're seeing these outbreaking routes, and so, you know, the penalty, they're going to get a nice chunk here as they move down the field. He comes in and shoulder, you know, it's the shoulder pad and face man. I don't like that, but the outside breaking routes, that doesn't scare Miami at all. If they can get the ball to receiver going to the middle when there's no middle help, that's what they're worried about.
Pass is incomplete for Bateman, but the Ravens just got 30 free yards on 2 calls on hits against Lamar Jackson. One by Baker and this last one by Javon Holland. And the ball is at the Miami 37. Under 5.5 to go. Another look at that penalty against Holland. 2nd and 10. Handoff to Freeman. Nice cut. And takes it to the 30. Well, after the win against Kansas City in week 2, John's brother Jim Harbaugh texted and said that was incredible. Enjoy the incredible. If they get off the mat after what's happened in this game, well, they haven't been able to do anything.
He'll get another text from Jim.
No doubt. Flag on the play as the pass is incomplete, and Marquise Brown looks like there's going to be a defensive hold, which will be an automatic first down.
Yeah, maybe on Justin Coleman. At least that's who was there when the flag came out. 27 right here. Yeah.
Holding. Defense, number 27. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
We could have thrown about 6 flags on that play.
That was Ben Powers with the grab of Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, Ben Powers. There was some other holds back there in the secondary. Grab.
First down at the 25. Pass caught. Bateman making a move to the 5. And the Ravens are in business, 1st and goal, 20 yards to Rashad Bateman.
Well, that's what we talked about. Make one guy miss. And then, can you get it in? But that's a good job by Bateman.
First time inside the red zone for the Ravens. Jackson flips, pass caught. Andrews, touchdown. That had an odd look to it. A lot of people standing around at the end of that play, but it stands, and a touchdown to Mark Andrews, his 4th.
Yeah, I think it was Eric Rowe. I'm not sure where exactly he is, but that he stops.
That was just crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if they thought they heard a whistle or what happened, but Rowe stops. He thinks the play's kind of dead.
This to make it a 5-point game. And it's 15-10. Again, Eric Rowe just stops on this play, and I'm with you. I wonder if he acted like he heard a whistle or something, but it's a touchdown for Andrews, and we'll welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. What for the Ravens? We got them right where we want them. We're down double digits in the 4th quarter because this is just what they've done all year.
Yeah, these next 4 minutes, this has been a great 4th quarter, really a great second half, and there's been a lot going on. But, yeah, we're wondering if the Ravens were going to be able to climb back into this game like they have so many other times this season, and they sure have. Now, like I said earlier, this is when that lack of a running game really impacts Miami because they're going to have to try to take time off the clock and get first downs, but I just don't see them being able to do it running the football.
So you've got the Ravens sitting in this position trying to get to 7-2. It's been impressive all night, but you got to finish if you're Miami, and you got to stop him, who's on the short list of potential MVPs. He's already won 1. And that's the first time we've seen him break out a little bit. And they were helped by penalties. 2 hits on Lamar Jackson and the defensive hold. 35 free yards. Compliments of those flags. Dolphins have committed 8 penalties this quarter alone. And the 2 calls on the hits, and in this case, the body weight by Jerome Baker being driven into Lamar Jackson, then this on Javon Holland. And then Bateman on the 20-yard completion, catch and run to set it up. Next play, touchdown.
I sure would like that eventually we can review some of those hits on quarterbacks. And we like the first one. The second one, not so much.
Here's Gaskin, nothing. Brought down by Campbell. And Calais Campbell, when you talk to the Ravens, statistically came in and has just 1/2 of a sack. But he's playing hard, and he's played the run well all year.
What a career he has had. He is such a great player, and he may not be what he once was, but he's still an awfully effective guy. Look at that move. I mean, that's impressive stuff for a 14-year veteran that's been in the trenches as long as he has and has done what he has. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
2nd and 10. Tua throws wide open. Albert Wilson. And wrestled down at the 10. A complete bust in coverage again by this Ravens secondary.
Well, you're going to see he's coming in motion here. He's dropping down. He acts like he doesn't see him at all. He doesn't know what's happening around him, and nobody goes with him. Chuck Clark's middle safety, but I mean, they're clearly locked up in man coverage, and I'm not saying it was Chuck Clark's responsibility. It might have been, but somebody is supposed to be running with him. It's a great job by Tua seeing it and getting him the ball.
Hand off to Gaskin. Knocked down near the 3. A flag down on the near sideline.
John Harbaugh is beside himself.
64 yards to Albert Wilson after we saw a 52-yarder to Isaiah Ford earlier in the game.
Yeah, same deal.
And the calls against the Ravens.
They might have had 12 guys on the field, Joe.
Let's go back to the 64-yarder to Wilson.
Yeah. I mean, just these breakdowns that you mentioned it. Earlier in the game, a 50-yarder, Isaiah Ford. Last week, they gave up big plays.
Before the ball was snapped, defense had 12 players in formation. Their penalty is half the distance to the goal. We will repeat first down. Please set the game clock to 2 minutes, 41 seconds, please. 2:41. The clock will start on the snap.
Ball is sitting just outside the 5. Obviously, if the Ravens can hold Miami to a field goal here, they still have a shot. Right now, 1st and 5 from the 6. Six plays of 50 or more yards allowed by the Baltimore defense over the last 3 games. Gaskin, nothing. Matabike in there on the stop. Sunday on Fox, the Cowboys trying to flush that game against the Denver Broncos. Take on Matt Ryan coming off a win over the Saints. And the Falcons or the Vikings take on Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Check local listings for the game in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Across the networks, there's the Cowboy game on Fox, CBS. Late day on Sunday, Seahawks and Packers. Russell Wilson coming back. Packers hope to have Aaron Rodgers back. The Chiefs and Raiders on Sunday night. And the Rams and 49ers on Monday night on ESPN. And we found out before We got into the stadium today that Odell Beckham Jr. is now an LA Ram.
I think we could have said it before today, but in case anybody doubted it, I think the Rams are all in.
Yeah, I think so. And Cam Newton's going back to Carolina.
Oh, boy. Well, what do they got up their sleeve here? Miami, can they punch it in and kind of put the final nail in it, or we're going to let Baltimore hang around and make this even more interesting?
That was a flinch by Robert Hunt.
False start. Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
He's getting twitchy by the end zone.
You don't. I was going to say, you don't think he's expecting to maybe get out and get him another pass, do you?
No, I don't. I think he's going to end the night 1 for 1, also known as 0 for 1.
Yeah, that penalty was funny. This one, not so much.
That moves it back to the 10. Gaskin. 3rd down. Timeout taken by Baltimore.
Baltimore after the second of the half.
They have 1 left.
They have 1 left. It looked like Gaskins, although short of the goal line, it looked like he was going to maybe pick up that first down, because they can pick up a first without scoring.
Gaskin came in 42nd across the league at just 3.6 yards per rush for a team that dead last in yards rushing per game at 75. They have just 58 in this game, but that just set up a 3rd and 2 from the 3. Gaskin, he has got a first down. No touchdown, but a first down. Tackled by Marlon Humphrey.
That's good, tough running inside there. That's not easy sledding.
It'll be 1st and goal for Miami from just outside the end zone. And with Baltimore now out of timeouts as they stop the clock with 2:24 left. Here's Miami with a 1st and goal from just outside the goal line. Trying to put this game away and trying to win for their 2nd straight game. Get to 3-7 and just crush the Ravens.
94 is eligible. 94.
As big Christian Wilkins comes back in as the fullback.
That's 94 eligible, not 68.
That's right.
There he is, right there at fullback. I'd like to see him hand it to him.
Tua takes it, and no signal yet. Touchdown! Touchdown, Miami! Third rushing touchdown of the season for Tunga Vailoa.
What a job by Miami to be able to take that drive down the field and score. And for Tua Tagovailoa, who's dealt with all the rumors that you talked about earlier about Deshaun Watson potentially trading for him. Decision with Brian Flores to go with him at quarterback. And it's paid off. Been good to see him come into this game and do what he's done.
The Dolphins, with their 30th ranked defense on the other side of the ball, came into this game knowing exactly what the Ravens were going to do to them. Right down their throat, running the ball behind Lamar Jackson, and it's the defense that's given the offense a chance to do what they've done in this game. This story is about the Miami defense.
It is, and I just go back to the decisions that Brian Flores made in this game. The one to end the half, when he called the timeout to give his offense a chance when it looked like they hadn't done anything, and yet they drive the length of the field and settle for a field goal. He challenged the call that he won, that it didn't look like that would be overturned. And then he goes with Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback when Jacoby Brissett said he was ready to play. And so all three of those things paid off, and what a job his defense did for him tonight. You're right. The defense kept him in it. The offense was able to do enough, especially on that last drive.
And just to recap some of what we've seen in the game. The right knee injury by Jacoby Brissett. He said he was okay to go back in. Tagovailoa took over. We saw a catch fumble by Watkins, returned by Xavier Howard. The first touchdown of the ball game, fittingly scored by the Miami defense. And then Lamar Jackson moments ago found Mark Andrews for a touchdown. But the Dolphins got the big 64-yarder to Albert Wilson. And Tagovailoa took it in for the Dolphins' first touchdown of the game by the Miami offense. And they lead by 12 as a pass is complete to Devontae Freeman for 8.
Yeah, try to get this off before the 2-minute warning, but they're not going to.
2 minutes left.
This is the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
Some of the headlines around the NFL as we are now in week 10. Hard to believe. But Odell Beckham Jr. is now with the Rams, signs a 1-year deal. Cam Newton has come back around to the Carolina Panthers, and Russell Wilson is ready to return from the week 5 finger injury that we witnessed firsthand, and coming back for a game against the Green Bay Packers this weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how Russell Wilson does. It certainly was ahead of the timeline that was given when he had the surgery, and to be able to come back and play. We saw him in pregame warm-ups going through the, I don't even know what you call it. He was going through calling the plays as though there was a huddle, and throwing as though he was throwing the ball, and I don't know, it all worked.
There he is, ready to go. Had missed a game prior to that in his incredible career.
That's amazing. For a guy that runs as much as he does and does what he's able to do, I think anytime any player is able to put together a streak like that, it's impressive.
2nd down and 2. 2 minutes left. 12-point game. Here's one for the rookie Bateman, and he gets behind the defense, and they're going to keep the clock running. And a big play here on 2nd down of 30 yards.
Well, that's just a mistake. Byron Jones, that's the one thing you can't do in this situation, is just give up the big play.
Ravens lose a few seconds off the game clock as they said that Bateman was down in bounds. Jackson clocks it. This game was 6-3 after 3 quarters. And we had more punts than points, and now 23 points have been put up in this 4th quarter. Quick throw, pass is caught, and Bateman can't get out of bounds again. Tackled by Baker, gain of 6.
Good job by Baker keeping him in.
And now it's 3rd down. Pass is over the middle. They get the 1st down. Clock continues to run. Duvernay, 12 yards. 1:07 left. Coming up next, the Progressive postgame show. Brian Flores, in his third year as head coach, has put together a game plan and an effort by his team. Throw an upset here tonight. Second down. Pass caught by Andrews. Does not go out of bounds initially and now does. With 59 seconds left, it's 1st and goal from the 7.
You think about it, Joe. We talked about it early in this game. You see that last play, that on a short week for Miami to get ready for this attack, it's hard in a full week. And then to do it on a short week and shut them down the way that they did. I mean, I think that's a lot better than even what the stats will show.
Jackson throws incomplete. Chased by Brandon Jones, the safety. Well, Baltimore had outscored Miami the last 3 times they had met, 137-16, and won 8 of the last 9. And in Lamar's MVP year, week 1 of 2019, beat the Dolphins 59-10. But it's 22-10 Miami. 2nd and goal here. Jackson throws, pass broken up. Tipped by Eric Rowe.
Well, you start looking at the AFC North. Assuming, I don't count anything anymore, but assuming that Miami's able to hang on to this one, that division gets a whole lot tighter.
Baltimore goes to 6-3. Pittsburgh 5-3. They have a game against Detroit coming. Cleveland 5-4. They're at New England. Cincinnati a bye, 5-4.
Yeah, and Cincinnati, they beat Baltimore a couple of weeks ago. They then are only half a game back, and they're in last place right now.
End zone picked off. This game is over. Justin Coleman. And what a night by this Dolphin defense. They won the game.
Pretty fitting that this is the way it ends for this game tonight, with the defense. Yet another takeaway, and Justin Coleman intercepting that pass.
Agba had pressure, and Jackson's just trying to make something happen. Hope for the best. And Coleman gets his 2nd pick. And not a happy return to South Florida for Lamar Jackson. The producer of today's game, Richie Zients. The director, Rich Russo. The associate directors, Jake Jolivet, Rich Gross, Jordan Wolf. Broadcast associates, Casey Garland, Grant Lounsbury. Technical producers, Pete Chalveris, Chance Koulis. Technical director, Colby Bourgeois. And the audio mixer is Jamie McCombs. We'll see one more snap, and then it's night-night. Night-night. 22-10. And 2 wins in a row for the Dolphins. And a road loss for the Ravens here in Miami. That should be a proud head coach, Brian Flores, who got his team ready to take on the Ravens. The Progressive postgame show coming up. 22-10 the final. Thanks for watching Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum.